Welcome back to Cossy Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. Welcome back to brand new video. Arsenal beaten Brighton 2-0. We are back on top of the table and we are 5 points ahead of Manchester City. There's a lot to celebrate in this game. I think Brighton, for all the wrong reasons, are one of the teams that actually nagged me a lot. Last season, they beat us at the Emirates Stadium by 3-0, and that meant that Arsenal's title hopes were mathematically over. And that is what Mikel Arteta said when we were going to play them, that they're a team that will beat you. They're a team that are so good on the ball, but we've just out-est them in this game. We were very good, absolutely very good. Wasteful on some occasions, but Kai getting to the rescue, just make sure that the pressure comes down. Martin Ødegaard was superb as well, like really, really good. We'll talk about the general performance in the game. We'll talk about the fact that we have again delivered when it matters, and this whole collection as a unit is becoming much better as a team. I think there's a lot of things to work on, but this team is getting much, much better. Hit the like button, subscribe to the podcast as well. Let me know in the comment box below who was your man of the match. I'm just going to go with Martin Ødegaard. He deserves a goal in this one. He deserves an assist probably, but he gets none of that because Bukayo Saka decided to be very wasteful. He doesn't get none of that because Saka and Martinelli really were not clutch today. I don't think Saka is going to be proud of such a performance. I don't think Martinelli will be proud of his performance either. And Ødegaard on his birthday, yes, he wins the game, but he wanted that goal. You could see he wanted that goal. You could see how desperate he was. The amount of shots he taken, the amount of brilliant passes, how precise they were, how well measured they were. It's just unlucky. Like, it's one of those unlucky days where your captain doesn't get a goal on his birthday, but I liked everything about the performance. So let me know who was your man of the match. If not Martin Ødegaard, if you went with Gabriel Martinelli, I would listen as well. I thought his second half was very good. Not a goal perhaps, not an assist as well, but I think his general performance. Declan Rice as well. Again, what a game. I like the way he was bullying players inside the midfield. I like the way he was winning the ball easily off the likes of Billy Gilmour in that midfield. It looked like, he sets the standard. The Arsenal have a much better midfield than any other Premier League, midfield. We've not played Liverpool yet. That's the only midfield that I think will give him a problem. And perhaps James Ward-Prowse and Edson Alvarez at West Ham. But today, again, bowler, absolute baller. But let's first talk about the win first and foremost. Again, bouncing back in the Premier League for me is more important than going on a 10-game run. I mean, it's very nice when you go on a 10-game run, but when do you bounce back? How do you bounce back? And how quickly, how resilient you are in the Premier League, it actually matters. After losing that game against Aston Villa, there was a lot to actually unpack. There was a lot to put into consideration. We had to play PSV away, then we had to come back and play Brighton, a stubborn Brighton, and then we have to travel to the Anfield. That is not an easy set of fixtures. For you to go to the Anfield, you need to have at least a range of good fixtures that will give you that kind of confidence, that kind of energy and zeal and motivation. And that's what we've done. We've just gone to we've just told Brighton, you can actually upset our evening, but none today. We have Liverpool in a week's time, so it's none today. It's got to be another time. And I think Brighton will feel a little bit lucky. It should have been 4-0. It should have been 5-0. It should have 6-0. So if you're an Arsenal fan out there, this performance is both annoying and inspiring. It's annoying because Saka, what is he doing? He had 3 good chances where he's got to bury it. Gabriel Martinelli, 2 good chances where he should have created an assist or buried it. And I'm going to say Kai Havertz as well before he scores. He has a very good, nice header, like really good, nice header. I think Emil Smith-Rowe as well has another chance to make it 3. He doesn't catch it very well, and in the end, it's kind of easy for the goalkeeper. But the amount of chances we've wasted is is not inspiring. But what is actually inspiring is the amount of chances we have created. We have seen the real Ødegaard. We've seen the master of passing. We've seen the master of creation. We've seen the number 10 that we signed from Real Madrid at a bargain price of 30 million euros. We've seen the reason why Ødegaard right now will cost in excess of 90 million euros or 100 million pounds if anyone wanted to sign him. Like there's no question about that. His market value has skyrocketed, and that is the reason. Today has been the reason. He has been very, very good. So as an Arsenal fan, personally, I'm very, very happy. I'm contented. I think we've done well. I think Mikel will be happy as well. The defending, top notch. We were lucky with that Pascal Gross, and I'll talk about Brighton in a minute. But overall, Brighton will feel they deserved nothing in this game. Apart from luck, when you're lucky and you come at the Emirates Stadium and Arsenal dominate the ball, but in the end, you actually get that one chance. And Pascal Gross, he scores that. I think this game goes to a draw. But at the moment he doesn't score that, Arsenal create one through Edin Ketia, and Kai Havertz buries it, and it's absolutely over. So I think, listen, good performance. The lads have actually done well. We focus on the next one, right? We really, really focus on the next one, because this one, kind of easy. We could have even made it, we could have made it easier. But let's talk about this guy. Let's talk about Kai for a moment, and let's take a moment to appreciate Kai Havertz. And look, the amount of pressure he's been under, the amount of criticism we've put him under, and how he has just risen through the smoke, through the tide, and he's one of the best performing players at Arsenal. After winning Player of the Month last month, Kai Havertz has gone in again to prove that he's not winning these awards courtesy of the team trying to sympathize with him, but to actually give him, to appreciate the work he's done. That second goal that we had actually been looking for a very long time, Ødegaard had a chance to double it, Saka had a chance to double it, Kai himself had a chance to double it, and Martinelli and Jesus all had chances to double it. That second goal takes a huge chunk of pressure off our shoulders. It buries the heads of Brighton players, and at that moment, you're sure you're going to get a clean sheet. At that moment, you're sure it's over. I'm not really sure if Mikel Arteta had thought about us getting a second, because it showed that he was already bringing on Jakub Kiwior to try and tighten the game, which is actually very good, again, management, but it was a game where we had a lot of chances to score a second. I would have thought he should have tried to still go for it. But bringing on Eddie, of course, means that he had seen a chance for us to go clinical. If we could become more clinical, we would have scored. But Kai Havertz, the run is impeccable. Brilliant. Absolutely impeccable. And listen, there are not so many Arsenal players in this team right now, in this game, that were going to make that run. Whenever we're trying to break at a very, very, quick speed, all our players were trying to drag the ball, slow. We're trying to drag the ball backwards. Kai decides that he will make a front run, and he is not going to look back, and he's not going to look for anyone besides him or even behind him. That is going to be very key, and that's going to be very, very important. Kai is one of those players that at the moment are less marked. I don't think there's so many clubs that are looking for his runs. I don't think there's so many clubs that are worried about where Kai Havertz is. And you can look at the amount of chances he's getting and the good positions he's actually getting into. So he makes the run, good run. Edin Ketia, 100%, you've got to give him the credit. Because what Eddie does is he finds him. First and foremost, he finds him early while he's still onside. But also, secondly, he finds him with the right amount of energy and power to the ball. So the weight is good on the pass. The timing is very good. And Kai, the confidence is back. That is a real midfielder finish. That is a real... when I look at that finish, I think about Diego Forlan. When I look at that finish, I think Modric. Look at Modric would do the same thing. I think Florian Wirtz. I think Kevin De Bruyne would do the same thing. It's all about you put it an inch aside the goalkeeper. You don't hit it too hard because it will fly over, and you don't try to curl it so hard because it will go wide of the post. And that's what he does. And with that left foot, that is the quality you will get from Kai Havertz. And listen, I'm one of those people who have done explanatory videos, what Kai Havertz is all about, what Arsenal can get from Kai. That is one of the things. You will get goals. Chelsea, however much they will say that he was a bad player, however much they will say he wasn't good enough, they did get the goals. And Arsenal, we have already started seeing the goals. So for me, Kai Havertz again, today, not a bad performance. Came close to scoring before scoring. Came close to assisting as well. I think it was Gabriel Magalhaes who, has very poor contact on a very good cross from Kai Havertz in the first half. He's becoming better. And with him becoming better, you can see this Arsenal side becoming better as well. Declan Rice can now drip up. He's got good passing options. Kai Havertz is no longer hiding. He's coming into spaces. He's getting into very, very unpopulated areas on the pitch, and that means that you can find him, and that means that Arsenal have playing options. Arsenal have players to engage in our build-up process. So again, good player. We've already talked about his ability to win the ball back, his ability to be a very good defensive masterpiece in midfield. We have seen it today, right? We've really seen it today. He never allows the ball to go free, right? He's always trying to win it back. He's always trying to protect it. He's always trying something, right? Still slow, still backward-minded, but a few things that we will work on later. I want to say a special appreciation to Martin Ødegaard, the captain on his birthday. That was good. That was very, very good. I don't think Arsenal fans will disagree with me. We have not seen the real Ødegaard in this season, apart from Lens at home, Manchester United at home, and this game. Yes, that is the real Martin Ødegaard. That is the best you can get out of that Norwegian. He will trouble you. He's pressing like a monster. He's creating like Ozil. And he's literally spreading the ball around the pitch like Toni Kroos. He's got the ability for me to combine the abilities of Toni Kroos, Luka Modric, and Iniesta, and then just add that icing on the cake like Xavi or Messi Ozil. He is very, very good. And I talk about that. I've not even talked about his work rate generally. I don't think Iniesta, Xavi, Kroos, Modric have that kind of work rate, right? They have the longevity in their careers, which is actually something I expect Ødegaard to actually pick up. But the work rate from Martin Ødegaard is just equal to the work rate, from Gabriel Jesus. They run the whole pitch, they defend, they're technically able, and they're literally driving the ball, and they're driving the opponents crazy. That performance, if he adds a goal to that, or he adds an assist to that, I don't know. I'm not really sure, but it's either because of his birthday, or it's either because the team has started lifting itself together. You look at that Lens game; it was kind of a turning point. And again, Villa, he doesn't score in that game. He doesn't assist. We don't even pick up a point. But you could see the blueprint. You could see that Martin Ødegaard for Arsenal this season, he's actually starting to, crawl up, right? He's starting to become the player we recognize. He's starting to become the player we actually all want to see. So Ødegaard, special mention for this game. Declan Rice, again, another special mention for this game. And the clean sheet. The backline have done well. Brighton are always side that will score at least one, but today we've done well, and we've just made sure that we don't actually concede. So we are back on top of the table now, and that means that until Liverpool win, we will stay there. So that is very, very important. Until Liverpool win against Man United, which I think they will do, we will stay there. And that also means that we go 5 points above Man City, like I said in the intro. That is very, very key. If Arsenal can pick up 3 points or a point against Liverpool, we will go 6 points clear of Man City, because they will not be playing on the 23rd and 22nd. They'll be in the Club World Cup. So if Arsenal can go 6 points or 7 points above Manchester City, open up that kind of difference. open up a gap on top with us at Man City. I think Liverpool can drop off of it at any time. I don't think Liverpool will go on winning. It's Man City. They can go 15 games winning, right? So we need to start opening up that gap between us and Man City, and all these other teams that can be a threat. If we can do that, then we stand a big chance. But of course, talk to me in the comment box below. What did you think about this game, right? So lastly, I'll talk about Brighton. Brighton, they have a problem. The quality side, there's no question about that, but I think they have a problem, and that problem is Europe has taken a toll out of them, and injuries have actually hit them hard. They're still a good side. When you look at them, when you look at their ability on the ball, when you look at their ability off the ball, they're still a good side. They still create chances. They still defend very well. But Europe has actually affected them very much. They look tired. They look uninspiring. That's the word I could say. And they look actually very demotivated. I never gave them a chance in this game, by the way. I thought Arsenal would score like 4-5-0. If you remember my match preview yesterday. But let's give them some respect in this game. They did whatever they could to stop Arsenal from scoring. And if it wasn't for Gabriel Jesus' change in positioning and Kai Havertz's change in approach from very regressive to attacking, maybe this would have been a draw, right? But I think Brighton, they will be all right. I don't think they will be challenging top 6 again, but they will be all right. They'll just be all right. Here's Havertz. Speak to you soon.